Hi everyone, we're here joined by Dynamo head coach Ben Olsen. We'll get the ball rolling with opening statements and then we'll take questions. Ben, what do you take away from today's victory over Vancouver?
It's a big 3 points. We were disappointed in the last game where we didn't maximize the points, and we gave that win away against St. Louis. So it made these 3 points even more vital. So there was some real tension about getting these points, and proud of the guys. Wasn't perfect. There was a lot of we changed some positions and some players in there, which changed kind of the way we went about the game. But we figured it out towards I think the second half. Made some adjustments at halftime, and I thought the second half was really good. And we were efficient. We made the plays that mattered tonight.
Thank you for that. We'll take questions. We'll start here with Al.
Hey, Coach. 2 goals, 1 goal in the last 2 games, 4 tonight. Just your thoughts on the team's confidence heading into this crucial stretch here?
Yeah, it's just another game. It's amazing, these 2.5 week stretches where you have a game every 3 days, and we're happy tonight that we were efficient. It was in some ways a similar performance to the other night. The big difference was we scored our chances in a more efficient way. So, but again, this was massive for us going into this next quick turnaround in Kansas City, dealing with the Open Cup and the importance of that. Where it's bookend between Kansas City and Dallas. It's a tricky one, and to get the points tonight was just, again, I can't tell you how huge these 3 are.
Coach, over the past 7 games, the team has only conceded 3 times. 1 was an own goal late in the game. So what do you attribute this defensive stability that the team is on right now?
It's collective, right? I've said this word I don't know how many times, but it's everybody's doing the work. We're not a group where you look out and one guy's walking or jogging. Everyone's engaged in the defensive process for us, and that helps. That gives you a chance. And we also have good defenders. We have a good goalkeeper. We've got some guys that make the plays that matter in the midfield, and Artur and Luis tonight I thought was fantastic. So, and at times we're good with the ball. So when you can not allow the other team to have the ball, that's a good recipe for not letting them score too. So it's a combination. But overall, again, another good defensive performance, and we're going to need that. We're going to need to hang our hat on that consistently, and because there's days where we don't score 4 goals. There's days where we score 1, and to be able to get those results is very important as well.
Was the choice to play back 3 because of the opponent or because of the teams that were available? And what did you think how the team played that back 3 before you make the halftime adjustments?
Well, we're not necessarily playing back 3. We're still kind of drawn up as a back 4, but a little bit different in how we build and how we defend. So it's fine. Pushing Mika out wide is no different than Franco Escobar. He's just left-footed, so it looks a little different at times. I thought Mika did, he's played there against Seattle in another game. I forget which one it was, but we've used him out there a few times. Maybe it's not his best spot, but it's one I think he can end up being a real force in this league if he figures that out.
The 3 substitutes very impactful. How important is it for you to look down the bench and have confidence that they can be impactful in games?
Well, we've been talking about what this is going to take, and it's depth and guys coming in and being prepared and making an impact. So that's we speak about it a lot. No different than every other team right now. There's just so many games coming at you, and you need to use everybody. And if guys come in and they make an impact, it's just good on all fronts, right? It helps the team, obviously, but it also helps their status within the group and buy into, the depth. And it also helps with team chemistry. Everybody's chipping in. It makes you feel part of the group. So it's one of the nice things when you're using your depth and you can have success with it. As a coach, it's one of the best feelings because organically it just kind of helps the team chemistry and creates competition.
Hi, Coach. You speak about that, defensively, but also offensively. You had 4 different goal scorers tonight. What does that say about the team?
We're the greatest team in the world. Yeah. We've had days like this at home where the goal seems big and we're creating the right amount of chances. I don't think it was a crazy amount tonight. I think we actually had a lot more against St. Louis and maybe even better chances. But it was just one of those nights where the goal seemed big, and we've had those more times than not here at home. But as I said, that's not every time, so we have to hang our hat on defensively and being committed and figuring that part out, so it gives us a chance.
How do the goals from Aliu and Franco boost their confidence? Personally.
Franco, Ivan has not seen he wasn't even in the 20 last game against St. Louis. So that shows you what type of depth we have to rely on right now. So he comes in and he was disappointed in not being in the 20. He hasn't gotten a lot of minutes as of late. And for him to come in and get a goal is going to be great for him. And then Ibra scored the other one?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we all know the story of Ibra. I mean, every goal counts for him because he's doing so much, and he's had trouble finding the net. And now he's got 2 in the league, and that will help him in a big way.
Hey, Coach, can you continue to talk about the substitutions, how everybody's able to click with your tactics?
It's it's not. Yeah, Brad, I thought really came in and gave us the right. He played his role perfectly in the match. And I thought Ivan Franco did a good job in that way as well. So they were just like for like. There's a lot of games, and guys get fatigued mentally, physically, and the game needed to be freshened up. And I thought they brought the right pace. It took a little bit though. I mean, when they got in, we for about 5-10 minutes, we had to find our rhythm, and then when we settled down, it was pretty good.
And then talk to us about Brooklyn Reigns tonight. Has not played since St. Louis away. And knowing that he can come off the bench, what does it mean to him personally and for you having a youngster?
I think he's probably very excited to get back on the field with the first team. He's played a lot of minutes with the D2, and he's done an okay job there. But his growth is still a process, and it's on us. It's also on him, and we have to continue to kind of push him along. But he's obviously ours, and he's a talent. So we'll keep pushing him along.
Lastly, what does this win mean to the team, knowing that Vancouver has a game in hand and that you guys can continue to push to host a playoff game?
Well, they're a hot team. Vancouver's they're as hot as any team right now. They also have been on the road. They're on a little bit of a rock tour. They've got 3 in a row on the road, and then maybe 4 more after this. So that's a tough stretch for them. So I think we probably caught them at a very good time too.
Hello, Coach. I have a question. Not a question, but Dynamo have now gone 7 straight unbeaten games since 2012 in a single season. How do you feel about that? What is your focus, and how do you continue that momentum?
This team doesn't need a lot of, I don't worry necessarily about them getting too caught up in, kind of the winning or the streak of not losing. I think the hunger's there. I think this Open Cup game really keeps us dialed in as well. I think that the amount of games is good in this moment because it allows you to freshen up the lineups with guys that are ready to show that they belong on the field. So there's a few things working, with us or for us in that way. But I just it's fun. It's a fun group. They like each other. They play for each other. They play hard. We're a little moody at times. We're a little bit chaotic, but they've entertained our home crowd, and I think they've played some really good soccer. So I'm happy that we're in this spot, but we want more. We want to keep moving up and not look back. And then obviously there's a game looming Wednesday that's important, but we got a job to do in Kansas City first. And again, we're going to mix up the lineup again and use our depth, but we'll still be able to put out a good team, and credit Pat and Asher to bring some real players here that are not only just the first 11, but they've added a lot of great players here.
Yeah. How do you feel like with this? You said the home crowd felt pretty loud tonight.
It feels loud. It feels there's good energy in this building. I want more energy out of this building. There's still not enough people here. Again, I've said this before. I'll just be honest. I think we can double this. That's on us. That's on us as an organization and the coach and the team to bring people out. So we're all working on it. But I want more. However, the people that are showing up are doing their part, and they're loud, and they're giving us the energy that we need here at home, and it's been a big part of it, and there's nothing that makes a coach or I think the staff and players happier than looking at happy faces after you win a game at home. This is what it's about. This is what we set out to do this year, and be good at home and win back some fans.
Thank you.
I believe we have one on Zoom. Charles, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, can you hear me?
Yep.
This is Charles Brown from MLSsoccer.com. Congrats on the game.
Welcome, Charles. It's nice to hear from you.
Your team is fun to watch. I wanted to ask, are we calling this Joga Benito? That's what I heard the tag is going to be.
Oh, let's not make this about me.
I just want to ask also about Hector. Obviously, we see his form on the field. What do you see behind the scenes? What is he bringing to the group with his character?
We go as Hector goes. We've said that from the start. His ability to again pull the strings and create for us, but also lead us in the right direction has been. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to work with him. We think we have a pretty good relationship, and he feels a real responsibility with this club and where it goes. And, he feels that pressure, and I think he's shown that he's. I don't know why it's a surprise, right? But he's showing everyone he's an elite, world-class soccer player, and the guy played in Europe in one of the best teams in the world and several World Cups, and it's almost as if because he came here and for a couple months he wasn't at this the level he's at now, people wrote him off, and I think he heard that as well, and I think this is a personal thing with him, and that's great. But he's a great teammate across the board. It's been a real joy working with him so far.